Chairman, Commissioners, we are live.
Excellent. Call to order the Valencia County Planning and Zoning Commission. Today is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. So moving on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please rise. Under Sheriff Noah, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you. Have a seat. Moving right along, approval of the agenda. Commissioners, have you had an opportunity to look over the agenda, today's agenda? Okay, so there will be an amendment to today's agenda that will be action item 7A, variance 2025-088. The petitioner has updated their site plan and they're no longer requiring a variance. So that has been done. Any other? So other than that, any questions?
Did you want to talk about the location or not?
So, Commissioner Moran, that's actually going to be for the minutes.
Okay.
So we will do that one next.
Okay. That's it.
Any questions? Do we have a motion?
A motion to accept the agenda as amended.
So we have a motion with a second. Is there any discussion on this motion and with a second? Hearing none, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. Okay, moving right along. Item number 4, approval of the October 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission minutes. Has commissioners had an opportunity to overlook those meeting minutes? I wish to make one correction on the minutes. Last month's meeting was held at the Village of Las Lunas Council Chambers. Above it, it said Valencia County Courthouse. So, but we all know that they was over there. So if we can make that amendment to it. Any other amendments? Any motions? With the change? Motion?
I can't vote on it, right?
No,
wasn't
I
here.
guess, yeah, if you weren't here, I mean,
I'll second.
okay, motion to approve with change and second. Any discussion on the motion to approve? Second. Hearing none, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote? Yes. Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote? Say abstain.
Abstain.
And Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. Okay, moving right along. Action item 5, staff reports. Mr. Baca?
Chairman, Commissioners, so we've had a lot going on with the holidays coming up now. At the end of October, on October 30th, we had a really good turnout for the trunk or treat that was held on the south parking lot of the county, or of the county courthouse. There was a significant turnout. I think it surpassed what anybody was expecting on that. So it was a really good turnout. And now that same committee is putting together a tree lighting. So they're going to be lighting the tree in the front of the courthouse on December the 1st, and that's going to begin at 5 p.m. Once again, I think they might have some games for the kids. I think they might have like hot chocolate or something like that they'll be serving. So there'll be a few activities going on as well as the tree lighting again. And that will be on December the 1st at 5 p.m. Also with the holidays coming up, there's a few different departments are kind of setting up a few things as far as accepting donations and some stuff that's going to be coming up. Right now, our IT department is accepting pajamas, jackets, and socks. They're accepting all of those to be distributed around before Christmas time.
Which department? I'm sorry.
That's going to be the IT department.
IT.
We've also got the sheriff's office. They're currently collecting toys. They do their annual toy drive, which they'll bring all the toys in here and disperse those to the kids as well just before Christmas, I believe. The detention center, they're going to be doing a Thanksgiving meal for the community. They are accepting donations, non-perishable items, food donations and stuff for that currently. And that meal will be done, they'll be having that meal on November the 25th from 1 PM to 3 PM.
And who is that for?
It's for the community. I don't know if it's a specific group that they're trying to outreach to specifically. I know I think it might be for the entire county, whoever would like to participate. I think they probably ask that the kind of RSVP before, so they have an idea of the total number of plates to serve. And they do accept donations for that as well. So they are currently accepting donations, I believe, up until the 20th of November.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
On the tree lighting, do you need to know how many of us will be here for, like, so we don't have a quorum, or that we don't care about that?
I think we will need to know if there is going to be more than 3 or more. We will need to know that there will be a quorum. And I can get with the manager's office. I know they announce it when the commissioners are going to be attending, that there will be a potential quorum. And I can ask if at the same time they could announce that for this department, if there is potential that you guys might all show up, or at least 3 of you might show up.
And the PJs and jackets and socks for children or adults?
I believe all sizes, but I think they're mostly geared towards children, I want to say. I can talk to IT and get you some more of follow-up on that. We also have flyers throughout the building as you're exiting the building. I think they have them on the main doors at the front. I don't know if it specifies age groups or age ranges on it on that.
Okay. Would it be better to like give, like, say, a Walmart gift card and then let the staff do some shopping?
Can we follow up on that? Let me talk to IT since they're handling this whole part of that drive. I'm not familiar with all the details. I can talk to them and get you more information later though.
Okay, just, I mean, just so that they would know more what they
Yeah.
need than we do.
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. And I'm sure they have an idea of what sizes they're getting regularly and stuff. So let me get some more clarification from them and I can reach out to you later.
All right.
And any other commissioners, if you want additional information, just feel free to reach out to me anytime and we can get all that sorted as well. And I stand for any questions.
I was present, and I know that Commissioner Chavez was present at the trunk or treat, and it was a blast. I had a blast. And I think we were both tasked to do judging for all the little kids and stuff, and I won first place. I'm the most handsome, and
Well, it had to be rigged.
but no, it was nice. It was very nice, and the turnout was great. Valencia County Sheriff's Department, they did a good turnout there. A nice show. I think everything just went good. And Jerry, I know that you were part of that group that put that together, and I just want to say kudos for that. And if you're going to be on the Christmas board, I'm sure it's going to be a success, and you'll be sure to see me there. So, is that it?
Yes, sir.
Right, moving right along. Action item 6, the swearing in of participants. I don't know why I'm having a hard time talking right now. So, anybody who's here that is wishing to come forward and speak, whether it is as a petitioner, in favor of, or against, please stand up, raise your right hand, and we're going to put you under oath. I state your name.
I, Ryan Baca.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Okay, excellent. Have a seat. Now, moving right along, action item 7A, the variance 2025-088. That one has been taken off of the docket for today. So we're going to bypass that and move right along to action number 7B, variance number 2025-089, District 4, P&Z Commissioner Sublett and Board of County Commissioner Bazell. Mr. Vaca, please.
Chairman, Commissioners, before you this evening is the request for the variance number 2025-089, District 4, P&Z Commissioner Sublett, Board of County Commissioners Bazell. Lucas and Candace Luna request a variance of 45 feet to the accessory structure setback requirement of 60 feet to construct a barn with a setback of 15 feet from Square Deal Road. Legal description, subdivision land of Doroteo Gabaldon, Tract E1B, map 91, 2.90 acres, revision 2007, C424, UPC 1006-033-486-094, followed by 6 zeros, also known as 4 Cielo Vista, Belen, New Mexico 87002, currently zoned Rural Residential District 2, RR2, and I stand for any questions.
Excellent. Do we have the petitioner available?
And we have,
Right.
and we have received an agent authorization for her to represent the property owners.
Go ahead and sign in and state your name for the record.
Okay, I already signed in, but my name is Jasmine Ortega. I'll be representing Lucas and Candace Luna.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. They are actually requesting the approval to locate a 50 by 40 equipment and hay storage building to be built on Four Cielo Vista, 15 feet off the south property boundary versus the requirement of the 60 from the center of the Square Deal Road. This would allow for a more practical location to access to the entrance of the building with large farm equipment, because I have actually pictures. So where the building is required to be is going to be an issue because of the 10-foot grade that we have as far as a wall. And I took pictures if you guys want.
Now, just hold them right there. Do you have copies of those?
Chairman, Commissioners, these are the ones you provided to me earlier. These are in your packets.
In your
Okay.
packet. And so this wall right here is from the main road. So we wouldn't be able to actually get into the property easily. So if you actually go around where the entrance is to the property, you're easily able to access to like back up equipment or enter it in with no blocking of the road for a longer period of time. And on top,
Blanca, can you put those pictures up, or the start of those pictures up on the screen? For the public? So Jasmine, you see that one right there, right? And that's the one that you were just showing me, correct?
yes, correct.
Okay, so what side of the property is that on?
That is on the, gosh, I'm bad with my geographics. That is on the, no, hold on. So that's on like the north side of the property.
So is that, so the setback or the variance, so the setback is supposed to be 60 feet, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking for a variance of 45 feet.
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that where that wall is, right? That's a wall, right?
Yes,
So
basically.
it's a retaining wall or something?
Retaining wall.
Okay, so, or is it a retaining wall or is it a regular wall?
I'm gonna say it's a retaining wall because it actually elevates. I don't know if I
So the
submitted these.
ground is level with the top of the wall.
No, so it's a wall because, so right here, it's the 10-foot and then it goes to grade. So it like travels down.
Mhm. So
To
on
the-
either side of the wall, you could stand beside the wall, on either side of the wall.
I actually have a picture, which I'm sure that I did not get to provide you guys, but there is someone standing on the wall, which shows how hard it would be to actually get from the road, how hard it would be to actually try to enter at that section.
Okay, so what I'm asking is the wall a retaining wall or is it just a wall? So what I mean by that is, so what we're looking at, this picture, if this wall was right here, and from this vantage point, somebody could stand next to it, right? And they'd have to reach up to reach the top of it, correct?
Correct.
So if they were standing over here, do they have to reach up to reach the top, or are they on a level area which is higher?
Level area, which is higher.
Okay, so this is a retaining wall.
Retaining wall, yes.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
I apologize.
Continue, go ahead, Jen.
Okay, and so what we're also asking is just that it be moved for the reason that it would allow us to maximize the use of the land, because what we're trying to do is use it for farming. And that would, where it would be located, it'll benefit us because due to the underground water feed crossing the roadway, it would be interfering with where the property should be with the 60 feet. So if we move it, it'll allow no issues with that underwater
Say that again.
irrigation. So, hold on, let me read this again. Second, this will allow us to use this will allow for the most maximized usable farming space the land offers due to the underground water feed crossing the roadway. If the property was the 60 feet where or the building was the 60 feet where it should be, that's why we're asking to move it so that it wouldn't have any issues and it'll allow us the maximum use. Lastly, it would allow us to utilize the dirt pad to set up the corrals during the irrigation time. So if you look over here, which I have another picture, I can show you guys.
Is that picture in the packet?
Yes, it's the site map with a little bit of writing. It should be in your pictures. Yes. So if you look, thank you. I was looking all over the place. So the arrows show where the piping is. Where the green is where we're asking to utilize the building, but through the 45 feet instead of the 60. And then if you look where the dirt pad is in the circular part, that will be where the corrals are for irrigation. And if you look to the left, where the road crosses, that is the entrance where we would be able to get all the equipment, vehicles, anything that we need access to in there in a timely manner, and obviously without any disturbance to our community or our neighbors.
Is your irrigation a pipe? Is it underground?
Yes,
Are you doing the setback so the building isn't sitting on the pipe?
correct.
What else do you got?
And then I'm on the next for agenda C. That's what I have for Forest Yellow Vista.
Looking at your drawings that you've provided, this looks like a full-blown metal building and not just a hay barn.
From what we provided in the little,
No,
No, that
that
right
one
there.
right there. You've got roll-up doors and showing siding and everything. So is it,
that's what we'll be using it for, is for farm equipment.
Says hay and,
Yes. Hay and storage for like the farm equipment.
so is it hay storage or farm equipment?
Yes, so if you actually look in the proposal letter, it does state it's gonna be a 50 by 40 equipment and hay storage building.
Okay, what else you got for me?
That is it for Cielo Vista. Did you want me to start with 15 or sit down and?
No. Hold on a second. And your reasoning for this is what again? I know you've already stated it once, but I want you to state it
That
again.
we want to use it for a more maximized farmland. And in order for us to be able to utilize that, we also need to have it to where it's not sitting on top of where the underground irrigation system is.
Okay, To maximize farmland, correct?
maximize farmland, correct?
Okay, but on this land that you're doing it on, you're also gonna have livestock, correct?
Correct. So and the dirt pads where we'll be placing the corrals for the animals.
So then how many head of livestock do you feel that you're gonna be having on this property?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I'm not 100% sure. I do know there will be livestock. I'm going to say maybe 3 to 4 horses, maybe some cows, maybe goats possibly. But I can't give you.
Is this pasture or is it a hay field that is?
It's hay filled, but they will be moving the animals on the corral during certain seasons, like as far as when they're irrigating, or they'll move them to a certain part.
So if you've growing hay, you can't like move them when the hay is growing, correct?
Right. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
can't-
say that they're gonna stay located there, but we obviously want them to be a little ways from where the building is meant to be. Like they're gonna have their own little space, so it's not obviously interacting with the vehicles pulling in, you know what I mean? They're gonna be on their own little spot in the corrals.
I don't know what you mean, so you have to explain it to me.
They're gonna be in their own little spot in the corrals, and then the building is gonna be there. It's gonna
Do
be.
you have a diagram of what the corral is gonna look like?
What they should look like?
Yep, where the corrals are gonna be located?
I do not. Let me see on my pictures.
And like, not all the farm animals are gonna be located in the same corral. You're gonna keep cows in one, horses in another, and
So I don't have the actual picture or location of the corral, other than that they're gonna be placed on the dirt pad. Oh,
Close
here's
to the
one.
building?
It's gonna be close to the building. Let me get my,
Chairman, Commissioners, here on the site plan that was provided, it does state animal corrals. And I'm
yes, on the dirt pad.
and I think that, I'm not sure what that says underneath animal corrals there.
yeah, but I'm only seeing one corral.
Yeah, there,
So if
nothing
there's
was
3
provided
different
as
types
far
of
as-
animals, they're gonna have to be in.
I don't
separate-
really necessarily know what type of animals. I just do know that there will be animals on the property. I am here for the building and what it's gonna entail and what they're using it for. And yes, there will be animals. Specific types of animals, I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue.
But when I asked you, you knew.
Well, I know what animals they have on their other properties. That's what I stated, but I don't really specifically know if those are them. Those are the animals they already have. I don't know if they're moving those animals or if they're getting new ones.
So do you want to take away your testimony, what you just said prior, and then just go with one type of animal?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so they're only going to have one type of animal,
Yes,
whether it be a cow, horse, or goats.
correct.
It's only going to be one type of animal at any given time,
Yes,
and it will have one corral for that one type of animal.
yes, sitting on the dirt pad.
Okay, we can do that. Do we need to make changes to the testimony, or we're just gonna keep on going on this one, right?
Chairman, Commissioner, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking on that.
So,
Sorry.
because she gave testimony that there's gonna be horses, cows, goats prior to, and now she's saying, nope, they're not gonna have that, because that was something that she got from previous information from previous farms or other farms, correct? So you want to change your testimony, so that
Yes.
it's only going to be one type of farm animal located on this property at any given time. Now, in March, it could be goats, in April, it could be horses, and,
Okay, I get what you're saying. Correct.
Right.
Yes,
okay. So I'm trying to help you out on this.
thank you.
But you have to
Basically,
understand that
change of season.
we're asking you questions because we need to know answers.
Of
okay?
course.
So,
But yes, I would like to change my testimony to make it be that my statement is there will be one animal in the corrals at any given time.
and what's the width of the building that you're talking about?
40 feet.
I'm just letting her.
50 by 40, or like the width?
So Yeah, okay, so the side of the building that's going up against, this one's going up against, say,
Cielo Vista.
Cielo Vista, right?
Mhm.
So, because we're talking about Cielo Vista right now, because you've also got another variance coming in
Oh,
for
I plugged.
Chairman, Commissioners.
Be off of Squaredale Road.
Square Deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking for a 45-foot variance, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So how wide, the side of the building that is going to be taking up that variance, how wide is that?
I'm gonna say it's 40 feet.
Okay, so 40 feet times 45 on the variance, right?
Yes,
That's like 180 square feet,
from the road.
No.
Is that what you're?
more than that, right?
This was why I was confused. I'm looking at this particular issue. We're talking about the south side of the property, not the east side. South side, where it is going, where it is Square Deal Road comes. Okay, so that's different than what you said, and that's kind of confused me.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my geographics are off. I apologize.
Yeah, and that's north that way. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it would be. You keep referring to a dirt pad.
Yeah.
How much larger is that dirt pad going to be than the building itself?
Larger is the dirt pad?
Well, that's what you said.
Yes, there is gonna be a dirt pad. I just don't have the like measurements of how
And
big
that's,
it's gonna.
that's where the corral will be, I imagine, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
correct, on the dirt pad.
Okay.
As far as measurements, I don't have them.
The property that you're doing this on is 2.9 acres, correct?
Yes,
That calculates out to 126,324 square feet. Correct? You can say approximate that.
approximately.
Okay. So you're asking for a 45-foot variance on a 40-foot building, which is asking for 1,920 square feet, which is less than maybe 1% of the total area, okay? So it's not a lot that you're asking for, but when you look at just the variance alone, it's a lot that you're asking for. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes,
Okay. Your reasoning behind it is because to maximize farm land, that was your words, maximize farm land.
yes, correct.
But it's not all going to be farmland because you're also going to have farm animals, correct?
Yes,
You don't know how many.
I
You
do
don't
not know how
Okay.
many.
And I
correct.
understand that. Okay. You kind of got put in here.
Yes.
By you coming forward, you're at task, okay? So
Yes,
we're gonna
correct.
put you at task. So if you had 4 cows,
Okay,
they would have to take up a certain amount of property that could not be farmed. But if you had 3 cows, they wouldn't take up as much property that could be farmed. So couldn't you cut down the number of animals that you have on the property to maximize farmland without having to get a variance?
I'm gonna say no,
Why?
because we already mapped out the corral and its location. So I don't think that really rules out how many animals specifically have to be in there. It's talking about all the other property around that corral and around the building that we can utilize. So we already factored in the corral space into this variance. And
So, well, if you factored it into the variance, then you wouldn't be standing before us asking for a variance. Then you would know that there's a certain amount of easement that can't be used. So if that easement was factored in, then you wouldn't need a variance. It sounds to me like you factored everything in and then you realized, oops, we need to get a variance because we're taking up more property than we're allowed to. Am I correct on that?
no, sir.
Then explain it to me.
So we actually had a mapped out thing where the corral was sitting here. Our property, we had to do the variance because of the wall that doesn't allow access to bring in the farm equipment. So we have to move it to utilize everything that needs to be done. So the entrance is sitting over here. That's why we're asking to move it so that we can easily just pull in our farm equipment, the hay, load it out. So we already know when we did this variance where the corral was going to be and what it was taking up. So this was for us to basically utilize the access point that we're going to need for the farm equipment, the hay, to be actually delivered into the property and still have the space that we need as far as like for the animals and the farm.
If you were to put the building in a different spot, could you farm the land that the easement is on?
No, because of the way the entrance is. The entrance is probably the biggest issue as far as what. So if we moved the building to a different location, the entrance is gonna like go, even if we take equipment into it, it's gonna go into our farmland, our pasture, whatever it is that we're gonna have, it can go into there. If we move the building, move the corral, same issue we're gonna have is trying to get around that. So that's why we're asking to move the building where it needs to be, so it's easy access from the road to the doors to get the equipment and the hay in.
For me, this is getting very confusing. Where is the wall located? Is it located on Square Deal Road or is it located on Cielo Vista?
It's located off of Squaredale Road.
Where is the wall all the way around, all the way?
Yes,
Now, where is the entrance to the barn proposed to be? Off of Cielo Vista?
it's right off of Cielo Vista.
So I don't.
So it's like at the corner of, so when you're driving up Squaredale Road, you would make a right and then a quick left into the entrance.
It doesn't appear that public works has any issues when you're putting farm equipment up a road, which they want to do this again.
So Chairman Commissioners, farm equipment is allowed on any of these roads, any rural residential, any agricultural. That is what our comp plan even calls for. We are a rural agricultural community. So most farm equipment is allowed on these roads in order to get to those back areas which have historically been farmed. I'm not sure if I'm getting,
About that it's allowed, I'm trying to understand it's generally a slow moving piece of equipment and it's got to make a fairly wide turn. And so you're looking at a driveway permit, I guess, or something.
Okay.
Actually, where the entrance is, like you can actually pull forward and reverse the equipment in. That's where the building, we're asking the building to be sat.
That's where you're looking at.
Correct.
To be given some-
Instead of doing such a wide turn, which would obviously take up some time
Mhm.
and traffic, obviously on Squaredale Road, then you just back it up.
So my question is, this entrance is the only spot you can have an entrance on this property?
It's actually the only entrance to the.
Excuse me?
It's actually the only entrance to the property as of right now.
As of right now? So
Right.
you couldn't put another entrance in and move the building?
With the placement of the corral anywhere where the building's gonna be, that is basically the entrance. There's not really an accessible way to make another entrance, or even later on down the road, it would be a project.
So with this proposed, this site plan, I'd like to know where that irrigation ditch is in regards to that building.
Like
Can you-
as far as where,
You said you needed this building in the location you have proposed
right,
because one reason is the irrigation pipe is underground and you don't want to build over the top of it.
correct.
Where's the pipe?
Let me get my paper back. Do you guys have that picture back up, Ryan? Or can you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on this one up on the screen, the site plan?
Oh, yeah, okay. So do you see where the arrow is, where the pipe runs?
The red line there,
Right.
So right there is where the little like circle is with the pen.
yeah,
That's where like the proposed or the 60-foot building variance should be required. But if you look at the yellow dot, that's where we're trying to move it because the piping actually runs through there.
I don't see a yellow dot. Green dot?
I mean, green, sorry. My
Okay.
colors are the green dot.
so the pipe runs through the area that's scribbled off with the pen, that circle,
Yes,
and you want, okay.
But yet, so you can't put the building there because of the ditch or the water supply. It's not a ditch, it's a water supply, correct?
correct.
Pipe,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's a pipe of some sort, correct? And how deep is that pipe? 24 inches?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I can get those answers for you, but I don't have them right now.
Okay. But, so my question is, if you're moving the building and you need a variance to move the building, then when you're using agricultural equipment, which is being stored in the building, and you're disking or, because you have to do that, wouldn't that be more detrimental to actually hitting the water pipe than if the pipe was secured underneath the foundation of a building?
I'm gonna say no, because, well, I do not do disking, but I'm going to say that when I did this presentation with my boss, he would not have put it as an issue or cause any damage, so he obviously knows how far down the piping is and if disking would have been an issue.
Does that piping supply water to any other properties around?
I am not aware of that.
Is that pipe connected to like a well, or is it something that's moving from point A to point B and it happens to go through the property?
I'm gonna say point A to point B, but I don't wanna actually even state that because I don't 100% know.
So
There must be an easement
there's got to be
for that pipe
Right.
under there.
and maybe that's the reason why there's a 60-foot easement. And
Interesting.
do we have an easement layover for this property, Mr. Baca? On the other side?
Chairman Commissioners, I don't have an overlay for it, and I don't have the specific survey plats for this area. This
Oh,
easement,
yeah.
yeah, the easements I do see are along the western portion of the property.
Yeah.
It does
Mhm.
state utility, road and utility easement, I believe.
Mhm. That's yeah. So that's the overhead power line, right?
Correct.
Right.
Or
I'm just
under.
wondering if there's anything for underneath. Commissioners, anything more?
Not,
Issue on why the building can't be moved more to the west. If the pipe is to the north and you've got a wall to the south, you can have room to the west go in, maybe.
Do you have room from the west to get, if you were to put?
That would
building?
take away from the pasture itself.
Okay,
Well, that happens when you're building a building on a piece of property.
right.
I'm sorry,
And-
say that again.
And so again, I'm going to bring it to your attention that now farmland has just turned into pasture land.
Well, the farmland, I apologize, don't say pasture because I know pasture is different, but it will take away from the utilization where we're gonna have the animals and where we're gonna actually be irrigating and everything else, like it's gonna take away from that. Where we asked to put the building is more towards the end of the road so that it's not taking from that part of the property.
And okay, I'll get at that later.
They want to take up as little of the property as they can to put this building in.
Right, no, I totally understand that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yep.
that's, you know, if you can do that, you can do that, you know, but what I'm thinking is that, are they doing it for the right reasons and that, so. Jasmine, do you have anything else for us?
I don't.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat, and we'll call you back up again
Okay,
in a minute,
thank you.
okay? Currently, is there anybody present that wishes to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioner? In favor. I'll say it again. Is there anybody wishing to step forward and speak in favor of the petitioner? Hearing none, is there anybody wishing to speak forward and speak against the petitioner?
Jennifer Heist Trujillo. I am an owner at 24 Cielo Vista. It is north of the property. So I was only notified by, I would like to go on record, we only received one notification and not for both that are being petitioned here to you this evening. So I'm not sure where that went sideways. But if I may clarify for you, Commissioner Moran, so the first one that might be confusing you, the paperwork that was submitted for the property has Cielo Vista as a road indicated incorrectly on that map. If you look at that picture that was presented on the plot, and then look at the Valencia County Assessors, Cielo Vista Road is there in the center between the 5 different properties. The irrigation
Okay, hold on.
pipe, I'm sorry, sir, go.
Mr. Baca, would you bring that up?
So I'm not sure, Commissioner, what's in your packets, but there, if you look at the commissioner, try again, the county assessors, you will notice that Cielo Vista is there in between. The green that is marked for the, for Cielo Vista in question, and then just to the left of it with the greenhouse already in existence. But the main road for Cielo Vista for us in our neighborhood is there in the middle. If you can flip, Mr. Baca, to the paperwork that was provided in your packet for the petitioner, they have Cielo Vista running there on the back side of the wall. There is no road, there is no access there. And it is a retaining wall, Commissioner, on what it is there between Square Deal and leading up to the property. There is an elevation change coming up Square Deal as you continue west, and definitely there is an elevation change as you go north on Cielo Vista. I am in disagreement with the request to shorten the access for the change, as it's already been discussed, so I will not take additional time for everybody. And I believe the plot can be changed to be rearranged to place a building functional still for what they're wanting to do and keep to our covenants. My last request to go on record, I want to make sure this stays as a rural residential property, that the building that gets put up can be used for rural and residential purposes only, and will not be then trying to be grandfathered in to other purposes, definitely not for any kind of commercial use. Thank you for your time.
Okay, hold on. You get a chance to talk to us, we get a chance to talk to you.
Let's go.
Okay, Jennifer, give me just a second, okay? Because you brought a lot to our attention and that's why we do this. Okay, so commissioners, do you understand what Mr. Trujillo said, where the name on the road names are not correct? Okay, so that's gonna throw a lot of stuff off right there, okay?
Is there another road on the?
No, ma'am.
Chairman Commissioners, there's not a road or an easement on the east side of the property boundary line. It is strictly a Cielo Vista along the western going north and south.
Right. But because this one is presented in a sideways manner, then it misrepresents it, correct?
Well, they're wanting to put that building, and saying that their access is on that would be the east side. There's no road there anyway.
Right, but it's not. Actually, their access would be on the south side, right?
The access
Yeah,
is on the
that-
southwest side, so it's actually on the,
Southwest, yeah,
So,
yes, sir.
but there's no road there.
yeah, there's no road there.
And the retaining wall is going down from east to west on this south end, completely on that whole property.
That is correct, sir.
It doesn't.
That-
But there is no access trying to come off of Square Deal. You turn on to Cielo Vista, which is there just, I have a point, if you get right there, that is truly Cielo Vista, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir. And the irrigation piping that we were trying to describe is up in the middle on the top. They're in the very north end of that green square.
So do you know anything about that irrigation, that piping that goes through?
It goes underneath, comes, Highline Ditch feeds a waterway coming into a ditch that comes up between Ladera and Cielo Vista.
And your property is where again?
Mine is, I don't know how much more of the map we have. I'm at that house right where your mouse cursor is right now. That is where I live, sir, 24, Cielo Vista.
So do you,
I'm not able to irrigate because it would have to go run uphill. But I'm aware of where the lines are.
okay,
That has to be an easement then, to different properties.
yeah, it's got to be going through different properties. Okay,
If it's on the north end of that property, that building has nothing to do, moving that has nothing to do with being over a pipe.
all right. Okay, does Commissioner have anything else for Mr. Trujillo? Okay. Mr. Chavez? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anybody else present wishing to step forward and speak against, correct? State
Thank
your
you.
name and sign in for the record.
Elena Trodden, and I live at 23 Cielo Vista Road. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I just want to also state, like Ms. Heath Trujillo said, is there was a lot of confusion there that what we're calling a retaining wall is on the south side along adjacent to Square Deal Road. It is not cemented or anything. I believe they just kind of laid the rock on there about approximately 2 months ago. So up until that point, it was dirt. They occasionally would drive off of Square Deal Road onto their property. That is no longer possible with the laying of that rock on top of the dirt. So they would have to come on Cielo Vista. My husband and I were also not given notice of this particular variance, only the other one. I'm not sure why. I also want to confirm that piping for irrigation runs between the two parcels. There are some turnouts, like I think she had some little circles, but again, nowhere near where the setback was on at 60 foot or 15 foot or wherever they want to put it. It's nowhere near those turnouts. I also have a great deal of concern that these would be used for commercial purposes. I know that the petitioner was not sure what kind of animals that were on the other property. Typically, there are goats, a donkey, and cattle all run together on some of the other properties.
Okay. Just for clarification, Elena, you're also one of the signatories with the letter that we received from William?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And commissioners, you've had an opportunity to read that letter that was penned by both William and Elena Trotten, correct?
Yeah.
And again, with her speech right now.
I do want to also clarify, because it was kind of confusing, there are no current structures on the property. There are no corrals set up currently. It could be moved. I believe the pad, this was a very old picture. I believe the pad as it currently stands for what was to be a house is in a different location completely than the picture that we're seeing.
So okay, anything else, commissioners? Nope.
Yeah, I want to ask one thing. So the property in question is like, the elevation of that property is like 6 or 8 feet higher than Square Deal Road.
Correct.
So that's just
Yes.
okay.
And the pad in question is not really a pad. It's just a place where they've been turning around vehicles or whatever.
There was a house pad. There is currently a house pad on the
That
property,
is
but not at the location on the current map.
But it's in a different location
Yes,
than what the map is showing.
correct.
And it's an elevated house pad?
By maybe a foot, maybe.
Okay.
It's just
But it is
the
elevated.
dirt. It's slightly, yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm good. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
Is there anybody present wishing to step forward and speak against the petition? Come forward, sign in and state your name for the record.
My name is William Trodden. I live at 23 Cielo Vista Road. Chairman, board members. Property we bought 15, 20 years ago, we did have covenants on it. The covenants did expire. And basically it said, if you're going to build an outbuilding, it has to be on the back portion of the land. Everybody in the neighborhood has lived up to that, put their sheds and their barns on the back property and leave the houses up front for the residential look and with the agriculture in the back. I know there's been some questions on piping and irrigation and the lay of this land. Both properties, well, all 4 or 3 of the properties that he didn't build on, he put house pads on there that are elevated. That was his intent initially. He had signs and he was trying to get builders or people to buy and he'd build on it. So they are technically house pads. They're compacted, they're house pads. The property from Square Deal Road, yes, it's a dirt berm. On the east side of the property, it's probably 6 foot tall. But as Square Deal goes up, it levels off to Cielo Vista. So there's no elevation change at that portion where the mailboxes are. They have done some more dirt work and taken more of their field away for the property. I think it's, I don't know the distance right now, but it is further into their field. If you had a clear map, a current map, this is a real old map, that it would show where the dirt work has been done. Our concern is they have plenty of room on this property to abide by the zoning setbacks. There's nothing for them precluding them from adhering to the setbacks on the property, except that they want to move it closer to the road, which degrades everybody around us, that there's a big old metal building right on the road, and it degrades the rural or the residential that everybody's been trying to maintain. We've had, like I said, we've had many people in the neighborhood put big old barns up, but they're in the back. Go for it. They're in the back. You bring it up to the road, that changes the whole dynamics of the neighborhood. And we're trying to keep it up, looking what it should do. I know the irrigation, so we're fed off the High Line because I do irrigate. We go through a concrete ditch that's on the west side of my property. There's a pipe that goes between their properties that on the western side of Cielo Vista, goes under the road and pops out and feeds both their southern property and the northern property right in the corner. I think it's an 18-inch. My estimate, if I remember right, it was an 18-inch one pop out that they flood irrigate the rest of the property. So where they want the building, they could easily just move it back into the 60-foot and they would not be affected by any of that water or piping on that side. The rock berm that they put on there, I don't know if they got, because where the property line is, it's at the top of the berm. So all that rock and everything that goes up to the asphalt on Square Deal Road, that's county road. Did they get permission to do that? I don't know.
Who did it? Who did it?
Lucas Luna, the
Oh,
owner of
okay.
the property. So I don't know. So if you look at it, does it meet any codes? Does it have to meet codes? I don't know. But it's county land.
Well, okay.
So
I have a
I'm
question
not-
for you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
The way this is laid out with the, is it Cielo Vista Road? Is that the one that splits the properties that's an actual road there? Is that,
It's a road. Yes, it is.
okay.
It's not
So-
maintained by the county. It's a private.
Okay, so my question is, what do you consider the front of the property and the back of the property then? Because the way this is setting, if there's no access off of Square Deal and the access would be off that other road, it would be the building would be in the back of the property.
But does it maintain the setbacks from roads?
No.
Okay, so that, my feeling is that property, the west facing, and it's on two roads. They could have where the mailbox is in that southeast corner. It's only a 12-inch bump up. They could technically access it from Square Deal Road. Or they turn the corner and access it from Square Deal or Cielo Vista. They could access it from both roads. So is there a front and, I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
I just seen Mr. Baca, where are what page is for the county, the different 7? You know what I'm talking about, right?
The easement one?
The departments that went by, yeah. So, yeah, there's no issues on anything. So I would think that, I don't know how true that is as far as the street goes. Because there's no issues on it. So because there's no issues, then I'm,
Looking at this map, the problem.
right. Yeah, that's very true. Okay. Commissioners, got anything else for Mr.
No.
Fedden? Okay, sir.
All right,
Have a
thank you for your
seat.
time.
Thank you, sir. Is there anybody else present wishing to speak against this petitioner? Please step forward, sign in and state your name for the record, okay?
I'm signed in and my name is Joe Sanchez. I actually live, if you had the map back up there, I can show you exactly where I live and how close I am to the properties that we're talking about.
Did you receive a letter from the county?
Uh,
Did you receive a letter from the county?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And anyway, we're to the east of that property, the furthest property where the brown part is, you know, versus the green part down here. And we're directly down at the bottom of that property though.
Mhm.
And it's maybe about 40 feet from my property line that property sits. And originally, these properties were actually set to build homes there. They were subdivided to build homes. They didn't sell, and now they're changing it around. On the other hand, that piping that they're talking about, irrigation that goes underground, has nothing to do with where they're talking about putting the building, because there is no underground piping there. This piping that comes into those two pieces of property, it's a free flow when he gets to the end of the property into each one of those, what do you call it, alfalfa fields. And that alfalfa field directly behind me. One of the pads that they put out there is directly to the northwest of my property, towards the top. Part of the reason that I'm against this is because these folks have had animals in their property above that though. And at one point, I ended up having to call the sheriff's department because they went and buried a dead goat right behind my wall, about 10 feet from my wall, which made it less than 50 feet from my house. And it was buried only about this deep in the underground. The dogs dug it up. They came in and pulled out a cat. I ended up calling them because there was a dead goat that their kids buried under that ground, right next to my property though. And it was a stink like you wouldn't believe coming down towards my property because my property is a little bit lower than the property we're talking about. And I'm totally against that idea if they're not responsible enough because by law, it says 300 feet to any dwelling that you cannot bury a dead animal. And this thing was buried less than 50 feet from my house. And why they take it down there, I don't know. But it's been an issue with the way they handle that property though. And like I said, that line, the water line has nothing to do with what they're talking about. I've lived there for 38 years.
Okay, sir. Hold on just a second. Can you bring that picture back up that you've got the two turnouts out?
If you have it a little bit bigger where it shows the homes to the east of it, that's where I'm at. See where you were pointing?
Yeah, that's the two turnouts right there. Hold on. Yeah, that other one was the two turnouts, the back one. Yeah, right there. And so you see the pipe coming in between the,
Yeah, the pipe comes in between, right there, exactly, though. And one of the pipes, they come in like this and they go like this, and each one goes up to a free flow into the two green lots.
so the property, they do have water rights, correct?
The property supposedly has water rights
Okay.
on, because
And
it
so-
used to belong to the Teo
So
Gabaldo.
they are supplying their water rights through the pipe that comes through.
It may have, but
Right.
the young.
So instead of it being an irrigation ditch, it's an irrigation pipe.
There's not an irrigation ditch through the property though. There's just underground piping that spills water into either one of those two.
It comes from an irrigation
It
ditch.
comes from the High Line
Right,
irrigation
right,
ditch,
okay.
yeah.
So they do have the water rights and all that.
I'm assuming that they do have water rights.
We're gonna give that the benefit of the
So,
doubt.
so that's, that's a good thing. But where they're trying to put the building, they're talking about, there's a water line on there. I don't believe that though.
Right,
Because there is no irrigation coming along the road where where they build that retaining wall.
okay.
Because the retaining wall was built along Square Deal Road, and it's up pretty high. But then the top of the property levels off, and the irrigation comes in like this
Yes, sir.
to the two green parts of the property. But again, these people have had animals up there, and they just dump them everywhere. And to me, if they're gonna bring even more animals, we're talking about my house, the stink is gonna go in that direction to the east.
I understand your concern, Mr. Sanchez, so,
It's just not right.
okay, give us just a second. Commissioners?
No further questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
Here you go.
Is there anybody else present wishing to speak against the petitioner? Okay, hearing none. Commissioners?
I'm confused.
I'm very confused on this, and this is
One
my,
question I have, it looks like they're talking about there were 4 properties there that were subdivided to put houses on.
right,
And looking at this overhead map, it looks like the house pads are in the
Already.
light brown, and the light blue is where the house pads were on that, is where they had elevated for building a house at one time.
Mhm.
And they want to completely go away from that where they want this building to be put.
right.
For whatever, and I'm still confused
I
about
think that could be-
access to that as far as a road. There's no road there that they're talking about a set of gates there. Do they own that?
And it could be because there's a miscommunication on where the roads are, and that's why the departments have all okayed on
yeah.
it. Because they're saying, oh yeah, if that's where it is, well, then they can okay it. But if they realized where it really truly was, I don't think that it would have gotten the okay, especially like from fire and EMS, because or the sheriff's office, because there is an issue there. If there's a fire, then they're having to go down a private road or a private lane, or I don't know, and if there's big equipment being stored inside of a big building and there's only one way in and one way out, I think that creates a hazard, and that the fire or the sheriff's department and fire would, if they checked the right area, I think that there would be an issue.
I'm a little confused in that one of the purposes of the variance is to put the building and not put it over the
Right.
pipe, but there's no pipe.
There's no pipe.
It's on the far
Well,
other
we don't-
end of the property.
We don't even know why that is. It may be the reason that there's a 60-foot easement is because that easement, now, the petitioner was saying that that's Cielo Vista, but it's not Cielo Vista, it's Square Deal, right?
On the south side, it's Square Deal.
Right,
Now, on the west side, it would be the Cielo Vista.
which isn't a real road, it's just right.
Yeah,
And I just think.
So if Square Deal, if there's somewhere in a plan that Square Deal could be widened, then that's why they would need that extra 60 feet.
Why cannot they go through Cielo Vista and access their property that way? There are no corrals, apparently standing corrals.
Right. Right,
I think this package is wrong.
yes, I do too.
I can't make an informed decision
Jasmine?
on this.
Got anything to say?
I don't.
Do you think that this packet is correct?
I pulled the maps off of the GIS, the one that we were reviewing, but now that you're pulling up those maps, I explained myself in an incorrect way from the map that I was using. So yes, the wall is on Square Deal Road, south of the property, and the entrance to the property is Cielo Vista.
You want us to vote on this?
I'm sorry, say that one more
Would
time.
you like us to vote on this now?
Well, if you vote on it now, does that mean I don't get to turn in, like, redo it? Or like, are you wanting me to redo the packet to explain?
I'm asking you, what are you looking for right now? Do you want us to make a decision on this?
Not yet.
No?
No, if I
So
can,
what do you want to do?
I would like to re-enter the packet.
Can we do that? So by re-enter, what do you mean re-enter? So I
So
don't,
that I can actually, sorry, so that I can actually correct the map for one, so that I can better explain myself on obviously the direction and entrance of everything and get it corrected so that there's no confusion.
there are many times that people come before us and they get things not accurate, okay? And so as a commission, we come together and we decide that we give them a chance. And so we'll tell them, oh, maybe you should table it, you know, and it gives them an opportunity to polish their presentation. But there's no polishing this presentation. So like you said, to redo the packet, but to redo the packet, and that means that we got to, that this one is so bad, it's got to be denied.
So
You understand?
Chairman, Commissioners, the request can be tabled if either the applicant or the commission feels they do not have adequate information, and the applicant can provide additional information at a future date.
I don't, okay, and I understand that. But with this packet, I think that there's no helping it. I think it needs to be redone.
Correct. I can get it redone.
You understand that?
Yes,
Okay, so that would probably consist of re-application and all that stuff.
right, okay,
So you understand that, right?
yes.
Okay, so do I call for a table of this and then they don't, that they would have to reapply because this is so bad, right?
That's overstepping on my end. I can't say if they need to reapply or not on that necessarily, but if you feel you do not have adequate information to make a decision today, you can table the request.
I don't,
Or if the applicant feels that they need to get additional information on their end, they can also request to table this request today.
table it?
It's either that or deny it.
And
Right, if we deny it, then that forces them to reapply, but they can't reapply for, because if we deny, well, no, if we deny it, then it goes to forward to BOCC because they can get, BOCC can change our denial.
Chairman,
Sorry.
Commissioners, that would depend. So this would be a final decision today. If the applicant does not agree with your decision or somebody from the public does not agree, they
Oh,
can
it's a
appeal that
variance.
decision.
Yep.
So it would have to be through an appeal to go to the BOCC. If it's tabled today and the applicant feels that this is not what she wanted to submit, or the property owners, and they want to resubmit, we can table this one. And if they don't bring this one particularly back and they submit something separate, we can accept that. And I need to look at the time frame on if denied, their amount of time before they can resubmit. I need to double check on that before I can give you an accurate number on that. I know
Okay,
for zone
so-
changes, it's a year, but variances I think might be a little different. Let me check.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So I don't want to push that on them. So you understand that, Jasmine?
Yes,
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I would like to table it so that I can actually resubmit a
Okay,
new packet.
so in the process of tabling this one, you want to table the next one as well, correct?
Yes, I do not want to come up here again and make a fool.
Okay, so the motion will be that by petitioners request variance 2025-089 and variance 2025-090 to be tabled and reevaluated. Just table.
Table.
We're just gonna table it. What you do with it is what you do with it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you understand that we're trying to, we're giving you a chance.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes,
so-
I do. Thank you.
Okay. So is that what you're wanting?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioners?
Nope.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
do we need to,
Do I
we
have to vote
don't,
on
she
it?
tabled it, so we don't need to vote on it, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. So moving right along, we're gonna pass action item 7C that has been tabled. Action item 7D, zone change number 2025-091, District 2, P and Z Commissioner Freeman, Board of County Commissioner Richardson. Do we have the petitioner available for that?
Chairman Commissioners, would you like me to read it into the agenda or into the
Oh, yeah.
record?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Chairman Commissioners, before you this evening is a request for zone change number 2025-091, District 2, P and Z Commissioner Freeman, BOCC Richardson. Deborah Tellez requests a zone change from Rural Residential District 1, RR1, to Neighborhood Commercial District C1 for potential resale. Legal description, subdivision Mesa View Addition, Block 1, Track 90, Unit 1, UPC 1015038290020, followed by 6 zeros, located on Meadow Lake Road between Dairy Road and Saxon Road, zoned Rural Residential District 2, RR2, and I stand for any questions.
Okay. Are you the petitioner?
Yes, my name
ahead
is
and-
Deborah Tejas.
Sign in and state your name for the record.
I have
Thanks.
already signed in.
Okay. Go ahead.
As it says in the package, we're requesting the zone change. It is a little over 4 acres right on Meadow Lake Road, which for some reason decades ago was split by Meadow Lake Road. And we think it would be a really good spot for commercial property. According to the Valencia County Comprehensive Plan, which I actually read, that was a treat. I think I quit at page 70. This area where we have this property is already designated to be changed to commercial at some time. So we figured, why not now?
How do you know that?
I read the comprehensive plan.
Oh, okay. And there's actually a Dollar General on the other side of the street from,
It's right next to part of the property.
see,
And then on the other side is where they used to have a automotive store for many years, and now they're trying to have it turned into a tire shop. And they're still under having to do road plans and road studies, I believe, for the tire shop.
On either side of your properties are zone C2. Why are you asking for C1?
Well, 2 reasons. Because it's split, it's a smaller area. Also, I've lived up there, and I don't think it was a good area or a good fit for that residential area to have really large commercial businesses. I mean, the guy right over there has all his goats, and, you know, it's a very family area.
and you mainly want to, you want to just get this rezoned so you can sell it in the future,
Yeah,
basically?
basically, yeah. We've given up on having our own business. We decided we'd prefer to stay retired and not work 7 days a week.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's like, no, let's shelf that. That's nope. We're too busy with grandkids and travel.
Under your application, it says that you have a potential for potential resale. Do you have a potential buyer?
Not at this time. Right now, we have a potential for a cell tower that they would like to lease 1/4 of an acre on, I'd have to look at the map.
That's fine.
It's
That's fine.
behind where the
Right.
dollar store is and towards the back, towards where that ranch
Right.
land is.
Right.
And they would like to lease that. So we're still in negotiations with
Sure.
them. And if we did sell it, part of the negotiations with them is they have requested that they get first chance to purchase the property.
Don't have to change the zoning because it would be overly long.
No, we would have to change it. It's gotta be commercial because we have a big tower out where I'm at and it's gotta be commercial because they do the rental of the land to put those towers in and it's a long-term rental. And so, yeah, it's gotta be commercial.
They did not ask us to have it changed to commercial. That was our idea. They said that everything else that was their deal.
I'm pretty sure it has to be commercial, but,
I don't know.
and it would be best for you to do that. I totally understand why you would be doing it.
Especially considering where it is. It's a perfect spot for businesses.
Yeah, right off of Meadow Lake Road.
Pardon me?
Yeah, it's right off of Meadow Lake Road on both
Yeah, right
sides.
on it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Too bad it got split.
That's weird.
It's very strange.
Yeah. I don't have anything else.
Yours,
I know. I don't have anything else. Anybody else?
commissioners?
No?
Nothing?
No?
Hey,
Thank
Edward,
you.
go ahead and have a seat. Is there anyone present wishing to speak in favor of the petitioner? Go ahead, come forward and sign in and state your name for the record.
Well, as you know, you heard her. She's the boss.
Your
My
name?
name is Luis Tellez.
Okay.
And I am the co-owner, gardener, plumber, and everything else. I wanted to start a business. She said no. So we decided to sell it. And during that time, the opportunity came up from these cell tower guys, but it's not a done deal.
Right.
Because it would have been a perfect place for a used car lot. But, okay. And it is where they intend to put it is on the east-south side of the property. We own it from Dairy to Saxon, both sides of the road. That's all ours right there. So we do have the space. And the only thing we can say to you guys, because I've been watching you guys here burn your brains, we too care about the community. We do. And we want to make it commercial, but no, we don't want to sell it to another pot shop, liquor store, adult entertainment. I'm not going to say Valencia County has a problem or the state of New Mexico. The nation has a problem. And we will not contribute to it. We will make it as best of a deal for it. I mean, it's a great place for many things. Repurposing trailers, whatever, it's like, it's a perfect spot. And that was the reason why when she told me, no, we were not going to make a car dealer lot, I said, okay, let's sell it. But because of the location is the same reason we bought it. So that's why we say, okay, let's make it commercial, make it more attractive, and we can walk away from that one anyway. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else present wishing to speak in favor of the petitioners? One more time. Anybody wishing to speak in favor of the petitioners, now is a chance. Hearing none, is there anybody present wishing to speak against the petitioners? It is your opportunity now to speak against the petitioners if you wish. Hearing none, Deborah, would you come back up? Commissioner?
No further questions.
This is yours.
I know.
Okay, well,
I'm good.
we're,
You're waiting on me? You waiting on me?
we're waiting. on-
This one is
Okay.
so much shorter than the last one.
I forgot what to do.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to move to approve.
A motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion and the second? Hearing none, call to vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. So this is going to go towards, this will go to the Board of County Commissioners. So once we okay the minutes from this meeting next month, then it'll go to the Board of County Commissioners and you'll probably have to come back in January. So you'll go before them and you'll do the same thing. So, but.
So we'll get another letter.
Yeah, you'll get another letter.
Okay.
So it's, getting through us is the big hurdle. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
All
There
right.
you go.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Garcia, take care.
Yes, sir. Okay, action item number 8, next meeting of the Valencia County Planning and Zoning Commission will be Tuesday, December 16th at 5 p.m. here in Valencia County Courthouse. Good to go.
Good to go.
Action item 9, adjournment. Move with a second. Any discussion on the motion in a second? Hearing none, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote? Commissioner Moran, how do you vote? Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote? And Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes, this meeting is adjourned.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yeah, same. Yes.